Early in the morning,
What's going on, people? It's your boy Cam, Topical Juice, and I'm back with another episode of Topical Talks. We'll put this under Topical Talks. Yeah, cool. So, another episode of Topical Talks. As you can see from the title, should you go to university? Is university worth it? I saw someone in the comment section ask me for this, so obviously I don't know who you are now off the top of my head. I don't know what the username was, but if you see this, big up you. You know who you are. But anyway, so yeah, without further ado, please like the video, subscribe if you're new, and hit the bell to be notified, and let's get into this. So basically, yeah, for me it's a very easy answer, but there's grey areas. I'm going to split this into two parts: the money side of things and what you get for your money and whatnot, and kind of non-financial things, so anything else that university gives you or brings you, or other benefits or negatives and things like that. So I'm going to give you a simple answer right now, and then we'll elaborate. The simple answer is university worth it? Yes, 100%. Should you go to university? I believe most people should, if you've got the opportunity to, if you can go. You know, if you have the opportunity to go, no matter what demographic you're from, whether you're from the hood or whether you're from the posh background, if you can go to university, make it happen. However, financially, is it worth how much you pay? Not in a month of fucking Sundays. Not in a goddamn month of Sundays. Is that the saying? You see your boy TJ, yeah, I say sayings in my videos, I don't even know what they mean. But I just take a guess, and hopefully they make sense. So, not in a month of Sundays, is it worth it? Now, the financial side of things, let me talk about that first, right? There is not one thing about university that is worth $9 grand a year. I'm sorry, there's just not. In terms of education, in terms of what you're actually paying for. Does that make sense? So, you know, me personally, as most of you should know, I studied history at university. You understand? So my contact hours was minimal. And what contact hours means is how much time you have with your professor, and that, like how much time you have learning, basically having contact with the people that are teaching you. So seminars, lectures, contact hours. I was having 7.5 contact hours a week. At least all the scientists and all these other degrees, they were having 7 hours of contacts a day. Now don't get me wrong, I don't really want any of that. I was happy to be independent. I was happy to have my own spare time. I was happy to have an hour a day in university, cool, whatever. But what am I paying for? $9 grand a year for what? 7 hours a week. The rest of it is reading around the subject. So for me personally, no, it was not worth it financially. No. Not at all. Now I'm grateful, I'm very, very grateful for the fact that I went to university, and I would never change that for the world, and I would recommend all people go, and I will get to that in a minute. But in terms of what you actually pay for, no, it is not worth a lick. I feel so bad for the current students. You know, I graduated in 2016, 5 years or nearly 4.5 years ago or whatever, and life was normal. Do you understand? There was a lot of things that I was annoyed at, being the first person to pay $9 grand a year, because before that it was $3 grand a year. That was more bearable. I was the first to take 9, etc, etc. But I feel really, really bad for the students that are studying right now during Corona, last year and this, second year students, third year students. You lot, my cousin is in Nottingham right now. Big up you, by the way, big up my cousin George. He's back to uni, non-contact. So he's doing all his lectures and seminars from a laptop, from his room. What? So you expect these students to pay $9 grand, especially during this epidemic? Nah, I believe, yeah, the government should reevaluate the situation and be like, you know what, this is unprecedented times. You lot should get some money back. But they're not going to do that, are they? Of course they're not going to do that, because there's too many flaws. I say this every single video. There's too many flaws in this society. We really need to tear it all down and start again. Seriously, that's how bad it is. We're way too far gone to make real changes, I think. But anyway, so if I thought it was bad financially then, it's so much worse now. However, let's actually get on to the positives of university. Everything I've just said aside, yeah, university is worth it in my opinion, but not for what you actually pay for. It depends what you find value in, because some people be sitting watching this video thinking, well, if I'm not really getting what I'm paying for, then it's not worth it. Fair, you're not wrong really. Like, if that's your opinion, that's what you think. However, I believe there's more to university than just what you study. Now, where it is worth going, and why I believe everyone should go, is because you grow so much. you evolve, you mature so much. So from 18 to 21, my mind opened up. Now, the people that know me personally and people that have watched my videos for longer than like a month or a couple of weeks, that people have watched me from like a year and a half ago, you'll know that I've openly admitted that I was ignorant. You know, I was an ignorant boy growing up. When you're from South East London, you see and hear all types of things, and a lot of it is ignorant when you're growing up, and you take that in, you feel me? So, you know, from 18, when I got to university, I was able to learn, I was able to mature, because you're coming across all these different cultures, all these different people in a pivotal point in your life. 18, you're not an adult there. Yeah, legally you are, but you're not mentally. 18 to 21, that's very important years. And when you're meeting all these people from different parts of the world, different parts of the country, your mind opens up. You know, my world opened up beyond South East London then. It opened up wider. Another reason, so it's not just the maturity and things like that, is because you have a chance to not rebrand yourself, but like you have a chance to escape almost. Like, it's hard to, this one's kind of hard to explain, because I should have planned this video more. Forgive me, I should have planned this video more. I've just jumped in front of the camera and I'm speaking. I should have made notes and things like that. However, I'm just talking. So like for me, for example, I was a different person at uni to what I was in London. Do you understand? Whenever I was in London, I was completely different. You know, I was dealing with different environment, I was dealing with different people, different friends. At uni, I had an opportunity to be a completely different person. You understand? So like, all the people at uni, they weren't knowing what I was getting up to outside of uni or back home in London. I was just free because no one knew me there. I could explore certain parts of my personality that I might not have been able to explore back in London and things like that. I mean, sometimes your personalities can overlap, shall we say. For me, for example, at London, I would be getting up to no good more often than not. Like, I was becoming a lot more of a hothead, so I was getting into trouble even at that age a lot more in London. But at uni, I wasn't, for instance, because I didn't have, it was just different. It's a different environment. I mean, I think there was one time, I tried to separate the two camps, to be honest. There was one time where I got arrested, I think, in second year, or the feds came to the door, they put me in cuffs, and I was so drunk, and then that my housemates at the time ended up just talking them out of it somehow, and end up busting case. Actually, because that's a story for another time. I don't really talk too much on that type of stuff on YouTube, innit? But the point is, sometimes your characters can cross over, but ultimately, uni does give you a chance to rebrand yourself, and it's not just people like, for example, me rebranding myself to be better. You know, you get nerds who rebrand themselves to be cooler. Like there were so many people at uni, yeah, who were nerds before uni, but they came to uni and rebranded themselves. You could tell, I can see right through them, innit? Like, real recognize real when they're looking unfamiliar, do you feel me? So, but that's still a good thing. That's a good thing for them though, isn't it? It's a good thing for them that they rebranded, you know, they're now cool and fitting themselves a lot now and that. So, you know, another reason why university is worth it is because you move out, for instance. Well, I moved out. It's an opportunity to move out, shall we say. Some people stay indoors and stay at home to save money and study. That's fine, that's your prerogative. However, it gives you an opportunity to mature by moving out. Do you understand? Getting an understanding of what paying bills is like. Getting an understanding of what cleaning your house is like. Cooking your own food, washing and things like that. I mean, luckily for me, I cooked my own food anyway, because when I was started to train. Oh, that's another one actually, in fact. Learning life skills. When you go to university, you learn life skills. See, I'm on a roll now. Like cooking, cleaning, all that stuff. Now, as I said, I was cooking beforehand anyway, even though my mum's always been happy to cook for me, from about 16 years old, I was training. I went into the gym. So when I started learning about training, I had to learn about nutrition. So I started cooking a bit more food myself because I wanted to know what was in my body. But, you know, going to university, it gives you the opportunity. Listen, I could have planned this a lot more, and you know what? I'll probably do a part 2 of this where I'll probably do an in-depth video. So apologies if this hasn't been that helpful, but ultimately, yeah, university is worth it. You grow, you learn, you evolve. You come across different cultures. I was trying Kazakhstan food. I was trying different Asian food. I was getting inspired to do internships. Going to university for me, it gave me a chance to just mature, and it just opened my world. It opened my life up, because you know, when you're dealing with so much in your head, so much anger, so much pain, but also so much happiness and this, that, and the other, to come to university and meet all these different people and learn from these experiences and get inspired from their journeys is an amazing thing. Now, don't get it twisted. £9 a year plus the debt, plus the accommodation costs, plus this, plus that. It's expensive. It should be way cheaper. But the non-university things that comes along with the education is amazing. Now, don't get me wrong, the education was fine. You know, I'm highly educated. Do you understand? As in, the education was good. However, it's just not good enough. Do you understand? You know, a lot of it was learning around, reading around the subject, coming up with your own stuff. And luckily for me, I'm kind of smart anyway, so yeah, I can do well in these things. But I don't know how to say this nicely. If I was more dumb, if I wasn't as academic, would I have learned more? Probably not, to be honest. I believe if you have the opportunity to go, please go. Now, I just want to end. I do want to end on this actually. I always wanted to go to uni, innit? I always wanted that opportunity. Do you understand? I always wanted to aim for that. You know what I'm saying? I always wanted to aim for the stars and go to uni. But I'm also part of a generation, like the younger generation right now, where you kind of had to go to uni if you wanted to survive. You feel me? Like, in terms of if you wanted to get a job, obviously legitimately, because you know we can all be doing other stuff that's not legit. You understand? But in order to get a job, you feel we had to go to university because there was so much competition. There's even more competition now these days for the younger generation. But that being said, university isn't vital for creative fields. So me, I'm now a YouTuber. Well, I'm not a YouTuber. I'm a creative man that's on YouTube. I don't class myself as a YouTuber. But I didn't need university for this. However, the higher up in education I got, the more it's given me the skills to articulate myself better on video. Not to mention, if I didn't go uni, I wouldn't have the historical knowledge that I have to back up my arguments and educate people. So yeah, ultimately, university is worth it. I would recommend everyone going if you can. And like I said to you, especially my people where university isn't an option to you, like usually, if you can go, please go. It will change your life for the better, in my opinion. However, money. But ultimately, I hope you found this video valuable. I'm sorry it's a bit jumpy. As I said, I didn't make no notes. I might do a part 2 of this and make it a bit proper, so forgive me. But please comment, let me know what you think. What was university like for you? Anyone that went to university in the audience, what was it like for you? The people that didn't go uni, what was that experience like? You know, I'm keen to hear, innit? It's not vital, but given the opportunity, you should go in it, in my opinion. And that's it, really. So thank you for sticking by. Topical Talks, episode 1 billion. See you soon.